This is the Cult Faction Podcast, episode 119. Guess who's back?
Superman.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good welcome, good tag. Welcome back to the Cult Faction Podcast. We are back from our enforced hiatus. More about that later. I am your host today, this evening, this morning, etc. Damien Hicks, and I am joined by
Paul Hawkins
and
Brett Summers,
who needs to talk more into the microphone. That's right. Right. Just got to lean in. That's all you got to do.
It's been a
Talking
while.
on a podcast is like making love to a beautiful woman. You've got to lean in.
It's been a while since I've gone.
My nose doesn't feel like it. Yeah, so it must have been a bit for our listeners like, the end of the world. Where you've got...
My Tuesday evenings have been just a nightmare.
But they must have been there by the wireless, listening for anyone to come across the waves.
Waiting for that ping of an update.
It's like...
What, like on Fallout? Is there anyone out
We're
there?
here.
Yeah, there's the world's longest piss break.
Or like War of the World.
You are not alone.
No, I'm not going to do that. Copyright and all that.
Oh, really?
And it's just wrong. It feels wrong now, doesn't it?
I don't know what you were going to do.
I was going, you are not alone.
Oh, no, she would sue.
Yeah, that's just ignorant.
He would.
Would she?
His family is what I
Yeah.
meant.
The estate.
Yeah.
Should we just get out of the way of why we've been gone for so long?
I thought you were going to say what we've been up to.
No, that's
blew up.
pretty much the whole episode.
Go on then, Damien.
It blew up.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
I run a tight ship. Look at this place.
Yeah, that was more exciting.
So we had an extension built, and literally the couple of days after our last recording, the builders turned up and said, we need to take that corner of the house down today. So we just had to pile everything out here into the bar, and before I knew it, everything was out here. It was in the right state. I might even post. Right this minute now on the YouTube video, I will put a picture up of what it looked like in here a few weeks into the build, just to demonstrate.
Here it comes.
There
Wow.
it is.
It's just
give me some, pressure me into getting this bit exactly right.
Click like and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just a shame you forgot that Brett was in it.
yeah.
Six
See him
months.
for weeks.
6 months he's been in it.
Living on cockroaches.
Yeah, and
Got a baby in the corner.
and some scampi fries behind the bar.
But then I also thought, well, now I took the opportunity to redecorate, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Nice wooden walls.
Careful, don't bang it too hard.
It.
No, I built this. This is solid as a
I
rock.
know.
Nice bit of mahogany.
You could hang off that shelf.
Whoa.
Good. That good.
Didn't realise it was that kind of a room.
That
It's not red.
That
Yeah,
would
normally
be
there's a
Swing.
swing chair, sex chair hanging down there. But
some
I
sort
thought
of
I'd
new
remove it.
sensation.
And for the kids listening, ask your parents what that is.
In Tesco's or Sainsbury's or something at the top of your voice.
Yes.
So that's that out of the way. That's why we haven't recorded for the best part of 6 months, maybe even 7. I don't know. I lost count. The build was finished months ago, but this took a lot longer. I just didn't have the
Yeah, you've apologised.
what's the word for it?
Willpower.
Willpower. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, breaking up all the pallets to get and sheds. Broke up 3 sheds to do this.
Again, be careful.
It's fine.
That's right. They won't find out it's their
Yeah.
sheds.
Yeah, thank you, neighbours. There is no one buried in the wall or anything like that.
No, because in the floor. Everyone
Everyone knows you bury them in the concrete.
Isn't there someone living in the cavity?
Yeah.
Or People under the stairs.
Yeah, see, people on the stairs. That's in the wall cavity, isn't it?
But that's what I was thinking.
That's not a great film. That. Maybe we should do that one day. Just
Well,
to,
in my mind, it was.
yeah.
I
I
like
think
it
I
in that
rewatched
safe
it.
place.
Rewatched it.
Werewolf.
Nothing's changed for me. I think I rewatched it a few years back and wasn't as impressed with it as
You
I
know what?
thought it was gonna be.
I've seen it and can't remember anything about it
Yeah.
at the moment, apart from it's the man whose house it was in loads of other things.
Yeah.
I can't think who he is now.
Can't
I'm sure he
remember.
is. I can't remember who he is, but
It was like,
I'm
oh,
sure
it's
he is.
that guy. You know, like he's one of those guys. But yeah, people on the stairs. But anyway, we're the people in the shed. And it's a happy
This is not a
shed.
shed. Jesus
I
Christ.
can't even do the thing.
no, you can't, and you can't speak into the microphone either. Anyway, Damien,
That was on purpose.
what we doing tonight?
We're shooting a breeze. We are chewing the fat. We were, for those of you that have got decent enough memories, the plan was...
Because we haven't.
Because we haven't. We had to remind ourselves. We were going to look at Beastmaster. That was the next film to put under the spotlight. We will be doing that, but we're going to do that maybe in a couple of weeks. We need to get back into the swing of how all this stuff works.
And for any new listeners or watchers, hi. So the normal format. Well, I say the normal. The format that we started going down for a long, long while was we'd have a spotlight on a film. We'd set a challenge to go back to the archives, as it were, pick out a film over the last.
Was it the archives though? We done a few modern ones.
Yeah, but what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we set a net wide.
The Cult Faction film archive is timeless, so it doesn't matter. It could be from any time.
So we pick a film, set the challenge to watch it, set you the challenge to watch it as well, so you can participate virtually, and then we critique it, go through the scenario,
The highs,
go through
the
the
lows.
storylines, and either tear it apart or give it the thumbs up or thumbs down. And Damien's been rating or tallying up the scores on the doors. And we've got our own Cult Faction League.
Yeah, hopefully I can find that again. I'm not even sure which laptop it's on actually, to be fair.
Well, that'll be coming soon. Something for us all to look forward to.
So if there is a film, because we're going to give it a couple of weeks, if there's a film that you think we should shine the spotlight on that we haven't done already, so that may mean that you have to go back and listen to all the other 118 podcasts that we've done.
Or at least look at the titles and the mix list.
No, you've got to listen to them, damn it.
And watch them on YouTube, Brad.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like,
And-
follow.
And maybe give us some suggestions, and we'll pick the. Well, I was going to say the best one. We'll pick the one that we want to watch, maybe.
I think we just put them in a random hat. No, that's not what I mean. is
I
it?
know. Well, it
Put
could be
them in a
around.
hat and pick. Well, yeah, let's get a random hat. Let's just go and mug someone in the high street. Take their random hat
But
and
does
then
that mean
put
we
them in.
need a jingle for the random hat?
Oh yeah.
A random
I'm
hat.
sure we can make one up
Yeah, we
quite
can
quickly.
definitely do that.
But yeah, so
I love a jingle. Me, you know, I love a jingle.
Jingle jangle. Is
No,
there
no.
Is that no? Oh yeah, that's a
No,
no.
that's-
yeah.
That's a
big
definite no. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you shouldn't even have to think about that as a no.
I forgot. It's been so long. Been in this shed. But what was I going to say now? Yeah, so there may be some film out there that we don't know anything about, and you're the only person that thinks he's seen it or remembered it. Send it in, tell us. We will track it down, find it, and put it under the Cult Faction X-ray and feedback to you all.
It's like that film that only you and I have watched in the whole entire world.
Oh, what, the kids when it rains and they're on another planet.
Yeah, and that one girl locked in a room that missed out on it all.
School holidays are great.
Yeah, particularly if you didn't go outside like me and you.
It's all you like who had friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had friends. I went out, did stuff.
Yeah. But we grew in other ways.
I wasn't locked up with him. I'm just getting that.
I was going to say, there's something you've not told
We
me.
were in separate houses.
Always looking on the outside, waiting for it to stop to rain. And then a film came on about our lives, although we weren't on a different planet. Anyway, I digress.
Yes,
So,
you did.
Yeah.
pick a film, send it in,
channeling.
put it in the comment section on YouTube, or just
Email us on.
cultfactionpodcast@mail.com.
That was
Jinx.
good.
stereo.
That was like a learned response.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Cool then, I guess. Whilst we're waiting for those suggestions and comments to come flooding in. Let's pick some highlights, maybe even some lowlights of what we watched over the last 6 months.
Well,
I'm going to try and remember whilst you're talking. So
I've got a
don't
good
expect
one
a lot of
to
participation
start
from me.
with that I was really looking forward to and was really pleased with the overall product that was presented to me on the television.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout, the TV series.
Really? I haven't watched it, so I
was
know.
a massive fan
I've heard
of...
some bad things though.
What's it on? Is that Paramount?
Paramount.
I thought it was Amazon.
Yeah, but it is Paramount.
It's not
No,
Amazon.
Prime. It's Prime. I'm sure it's Prime.
Yeah, but which is Paramount. It's on I'm sure it's a Paramount channel on Prime.
Yeah, it's not on Prime because it hasn't popped up on my here's what to watch. If it's on Paramount, I don't care because Shell's still got the subscription, so I can watch it. It's
You
just
can watch Paramount through Prime.
Yeah, but you have to register it and log in.
I thought I watched it on Prime.
You would have done through
Through-
Paramount.
No, but I've got Paramount through
Anyway,
Prime.
doesn't
I've got
matter.
Paramount
Okay.
on its own.
I've got both. I can,
Anyway, either way, you can definitely watch it through Prime, whether that's through Paramount.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
I thought it was a Paramount
Prime
one.
Video.
it's not on Prime.
Sorry,
It's
my
on Prime.
mistake.
I've got it right here.
Alright.
Carry on anyway, but
Nothing's
Yeah.
changed, has it?
Well,
Nothing's changed.
It followed. Well, I say
Apart
that-
from Brett's wearing a shirt, I think we should point that out for our YouTube listeners. Paul and I didn't get the memo that it was a formal relaunch.
Well, some of us don't have a time to get back from work. Where I'm a High Court lawyer.
I'm still in my place of work, to be fair, so not here. I sit at that table, but anyway, yeah. So Fallout.
That table. Yeah, so, big fan of the Fallout 4 video game. First fan I really got on PS4. It was one of those games where my sister actually got me it for Christmas. Thank you, Gemma. And it's one of those ones I put it in, and then suddenly it was like 4 days later. You know, where you just get absorbed in its
I don't
open
know. See,
lab.
I don't
hold
do
on.
because I like to listen
And
to
you
a
roam
podcast
around.
or something whilst I'm playing the PlayStation. So I only literally do snooker or football.
Okay.
I just realised what he's talking about. I thought he was on about the new one based on another computer game that's on Paramount. Yeah, I know Fallout. I watched it with you. Well, not with you, but I watched it too.
We don't
You were
live in the
thinking of
same
Halo.
house.
No,
No?
I'm thinking of Far Cry.
Ah, you know, that's what I'm thinking about too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know
It's
why.
not that, is it?
No, it's not. It's
No.
Fallout. And I
Fallout.
watched it too.
That's the one with the, is that the thing with the nose?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, no, I've not watched that.
Ella Purnell stars Walton, well, he used to be Walt Goggins, but he's now Walton Goggins, so he's
He's
on the
grown
full
up.
name. He's
Yeah.
grown up a bit, and Aaron Moten are like the three main people. Mr. Goggins I've been a fan of for many years, and he's been in everything as that guy that comes in for a couple of episodes and is like really cool. In Sons of Anarchy he played the
Oh, this is where he
prostitute.
insists I remember it, and I won't
He
remember.
wa-
But
he
he'll
was
mention
the-
it about 5 times.
He
until
was
I just say, yeah,
the-
okay.
He was the prostitute who was either pre-op or post-op.
Oh, right, yeah, I do know.
That was
That's
him
a memorable
as well.
character, I'll give you that, fair enough.
And he kind of had a recurring thing every about
Yeah,
once
when
or
he got it
twice
on
a
with,
season. Well, I think Tig was trying, but
yeah.
he kept saying like, no way.
didn't
hun.
they get? I'm sure they got it on towards the end.
Well,
Didn't
yeah,
they?
maybe they did it.
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, what about Fallout?
And so I was a big fan.
Everyone
of-
loves Sons of Anarchy. You can
I
digress
haven't
into Sons of
watched it
Anarchy.
yet.
Well,
Yeah,
you should.
You need to.
I wish I hadn't watched it so I could watch it now and it'd be all new.
Hmm.
That's how good it is.
And he was in Vice Principals as well. He was the really, really racist dude in Django Unchained, and he gets shot right at the end.
Yeah, I've
and
only
that.
watched it once. Don't remember much about it.
But he's the one that sort of bullies him and is like really horrible.
Yeah, not all the other people that are really nice to Django.
The one with the flowers and the rainbows,
Yeah.
and not those ones.
No.
Yeah.
But he's always been that guy who's kind of been in something that people he stands out, but he's never had his own big kind of thing, and I think this is it for him now. I mean, Ella Purnell's really good as well, and it follows. I've only played Fallout 4, but it seems to follow the themes of the game. But I think they've created their own sort of characters.
So this
and
is
adventures.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some kickback from some of the die-hard
there always will
game
be.
fans, but yeah, and I think Walt's done a great job and has come to the role and embraced it, and it must be a bit of fun as well because he kind of plays two distinct characters. You know,
Yeah.
he's the nice guy to start with, and that everyone loves him, and then he turns to a badass.
So does he play the nose guy?
Yeah.
Right.
But he's also, you see him before and after. You see like his old life. You get flashbacks, and you see him now, and kind of he sort of ends up. Well, spoil. Well, is it a spoiler?
No.
He ends up being. He's basically the guy the mascot little man is based on, and all that, and he becomes like the symbol for the company that do all the vaults and at Vault-Tec, who do all the Vault-Tec. And so he's kind of. I think he loses a bit of credit as an actor that he's sold out as such in his time, but then in the future he's obviously out for revenge, and he's got a bone face and all that. But yeah, no, there's some good stuff in it. I think you can see the odd limitation here or there, but not overly, no worse than most shows on television. I think everyone wanted it to be kind of some huge mega budgeted series.
See, I don't think it was that bad.
I don't think it was bad. There were little bits here or there. You could see it was a little bit ropey here or there, with like near the end with like with what happens right at the end and someone running off.
Yeah, but it doesn't look cheap.
It doesn't look cheap.
It's well produced.
But people were going, "Oh, you can see it's CGI." It's like,
yeah.
Well, everything's CGI.
Yeah, you know, it's yeah.
Well, they want stop motion Robin and Rosie type thing, or what? What are they after?
Cockle shop.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought it was good.
Role, didn't it?
But it was never going to have, you know, it hasn't got an Avatar budget. You know what I mean? I think they wanted Avatar budget, and it's not. But,
yeah, but
it still works.
Yeah, I think the budget was actually quite reasonable. I think production quality was great. I genuinely think the storyline played out really well. In
and the fact that you've got 3 or 4 different stories sort of overlapping and entwining.
Sorry, I just had a thought. Will we get a copyright strike because we got the football on in the background?
Don't know. We're not. It depends what it's picking up.
They might not even be able to see it. To be fair, you can turn it off if you want.
No, I want to know what the score's going to be.
But all right, maybe just smash the bottom half.
I'll blur it out on the edit if I can.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do that.
Just
put
a logo over it or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Sorry.
it was something like
right.
it was 8 episodes or something, wasn't it? And it was one of those ones that actually made me want to start watching season 2 straight away.
Yeah, definitely 100%. And I was.
Is there a season 2 yet?
I think it's been confirmed.
It's got the thumbs up. But because they all came out at once, didn't they? I'm trying to remember.
I think so. I enjoyed.
We were doing one every couple of days because we were into it, but we didn't want to do it. And that's
You didn't
it.
want the fun to end.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the problem now. Everything comes out, you watch it, and you got to wait a year.
It's just, or longer.
Yeah. Stranger Things.
Yeah, and I think what was apologies, was it Parnell Ella?
Ella Parnell. Yeah.
I think she did a stellar job of being the ultra straight person that's been living an idyllic life.
It was also a bit hard.
Venturing out into the real world.
Because you sort of see and you think, oh, she's just like the delicate flower, but she's not.
Yeah.
And
well, she's also got some badass kung fu skills as well.
That's what I mean. And she's a girl that knows what she wants in this series. Shall we say?
Yeah, and it had cool robots that you could step inside that everyone wants.
Yeah, and voiced by the little robot. What's his name from What We Do in the Shadows?
Don't watch it. Don't like it.
English dude. Oh, it was in
Yeah,
IT
Alan
Crowd.
Partridge.
Dad.
No.
You said that.
I know.
He does loads of voiceover stuff.
What's his name?
Richard Adewaya.
No. He's
Adewaya? What's it? No, that's not how you pronounce
the
it.
bigger guy. The
The one who's in
New
Dark
Zealand.
Place as well.
Garth Marenghi guy.
No, the other one. Todd Rivers. He does all like electronic albums for real.
Todd Rivers.
In Dark Place.
Oh no, that's not Todd Rivers.
No.
That's what am I thinking of?
it's just like that.
Hey, Chicky Babe.
Bobby Rivers.
Bobby Rivers.
John English.
Anyway,
It's not important.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good series. Glad it's got renewed. I too was a big fan of Fallout.
Okay, I might watch that then.
Yeah. While we're waiting for Far Cry. What about you, Damien?
Matt Berry.
Matt Berry, of course it is.
Have you
On the
remembered?
tip of my tongue. If I remember, so I haven't got to think back too far. Recently watched The Red King. I think in the UK it's on Alibi, but I've seen it advertised elsewhere on other channels.
What's the Red King?
I was going to say this.
I'm sure it's called the Red King. I'm
That's
pretty
really
certain
nice.
it's called. I haven't got my laptop in front of me, so I can't.
This is new to me.
research. Yeah, it's on Alibi. It's either Alibi or if you go onto like UK Living or just in fact just Google Red King and it will tell you what it's on when it only go to an app. It's kind of disgraced police officer gets stationed out to some island in the middle of nowhere. Like I think somewhere between like near Wales. It's like an island close to Wales.
Mark Warren.
Mark Warren's in it, but he's not the police. He's a doctor. Yeah, Mark Warren's definitely in it, but it's a female police officer. Basically, she's been posted there because she ratted on some of her colleagues who beat up a serial rapist because he got out of prison. So
I'm going to try this.
didn't get
Anjali
charged.
Mohindra.
yeah, sounds about. She's very good in it. It's good. She's good. She's very good in what she.
And
in
Jill
what she plays.
Halfpenny is on there as well.
Yeah, briefly she's in it. I mean, they're clutching. They're trying to get some names just to
Yeah.
But, I mean, Mark Rowland's in most of the episodes, so that makes sense. But Jill Halfpenny's in about 2 episodes, I think. Anyway, it's got a very Wicker Man vibe going on.
Oh, I like that.
There's quite a few red herrings about. I won't give too much, but there's a lot of red herrings about who or what or all that sort of stuff. A little bit creepy. It's not as creepy as like the Wicker Man or Children of the Stones or anything like that, but it's good enough. And for something that's on Alibi, so it was never obviously made but wasn't picked up by the major networks. It's not bad. It's good. But to talk any more about it would give stuff away, so I won't.
Yeah.
It's just
fair
worth it.
enough.
It's one of those.
So
Even though some of the red herrings are really obviously signposted as red herrings, some of it keeps you there's a few of those where you go, oh, okay, it's not that then, or it is that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for the likes of us that sit and watch that sort of nonsense all the time, it's not obvious, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
It kills like 6 hours or whatever it is, and it's not 6 hours an episode. That would be crazy. I think it's 6
Sounds like
episodes.
some
on that.
art house series.
Yeah. So that's worth a watch.
Cool. Okay. Over
I'll
to
let
me.
you have to take over while I try and sort the laptop.
Yeah, I
out.
thought you might need
And that
some
was
help.
the Red King.
I'm sure it's called.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's called the Red King.
Cool. So recently, I watched 2 Godzilla films.
Oh, which ones?
So, Godzilla v Kong, The New Empire,
Oh, I've not seen that one yet.
and Godzilla -1.
Oh, I've not seen that either.
2 wildly different budgets. One which is just carrying on Godzilla Kong love
So
affair.
are either of these two, for want of a better word, related to the recent major blockbuster
Yeah, it's from
Godzilla?
What is what you were going to say then?
from
I
my.
was going to say Cockfest or something.
Godzilla Kong New Empire is
Is
the new
a direct sequel or whatever to the
Yeah.
to the
the
big-
one
big-
with Billy Bobby
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, that's the name.
Millie Bobby Brown.
That's the fella.
Yeah, she's not in this one. Not a bad thing.
And it
Which wasn't really
it
much.
links in with the Apple series as
Oh, does it?
well. Or it's supposed to.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called now. Kurt Russell and
Not Monsters Inc. Yeah, what is that called? Because we'll talk about that in a minute. Because
Yeah.
I watched that as well. I'm sure
I've
you.
got about 2 to go.
Really? You didn't cane it in
Well-
the first week or something?
No, because it was weekly, and then other things appeared, and I was outvoted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so carries on. If I'm honest, it's getting to feel a bit like the Transformers franchise now, where they're just
Well, they want to. The idea is to bring in all the other different creatures and things.
Yeah,
like
I know,
that.
but-
Yeah, well, that's the kind of. I see. That's the direction that the
Yeah.
series seems to want to go in.
yeah, but they have new monsters all the time, and it's just
Yeah.
it's struggling. But
I liked the original Godzilla Kong, the one before that, because it just kind of. The bit that annoyed me about it was the human people bit, where it just felt like, I think we said it at the time, it just felt like loads of that got cut out, so it didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, that was just there to put some humans in.
Yeah, and I was hoping they might have a Blu-ray with the extra bits in, or some director's cut or whatever.
Yeah, no, this is kind of
similar.
kind of a bit similar.
For the record,
Oh.
I mean, you've got basically the people in it to so that we can see what Godzilla and Kong are up to in the.
Have they made a nice little house together and gone shopping?
No, they're still. Well, they start off a bit as enemies, and then obviously they become friends to save the day. Again, it's just it would be really nice, and even with Transformers, if they just had a bit of a step back and think maybe let's just make a good film for everyone, as opposed to just a big Godzilla that kids might go and enjoy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the bad news. I.e., there's one Godzilla stream going this way, and then there's Godzilla -1, which is, low budget, but completely different. So this is going old school, back to World War II.
This is like the origin, isn't it?
Yes.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, so this is basically the origin story, and completely different focus. This is more about the people.
Monarch.
Legacy of Monsters. Yes.
Yeah, so this is more human focused, and it's seeing it from their perspective with this huge monster that's destroying crap out of everything, and how they battle against it. It's a bit cheesy. It is lower in budget, but I don't think it.
Are we talking Power Rangers budget or?
No, slightly better than that. But you can still tell Godzilla's
Man in a suit.
man in a suit type thing, as opposed to really expensive CGI. But I didn't mind that, because CGI is one thing, but it's like, oh, it's CGI, but actually that looks a bit clever. And how did they do that?
Yeah.
It is cheesy. You can kind of see how it's going to go, but I thought it was, well, it's not really a breath of fresh air, because obviously Godzilla's been going along for a long while, and it harks back to that old school kind of mentality. And I think, as I said, it picks up on stuff that the latest Godzilla films kind of miss, where he's just tearing through cities, destroying them, and you don't really give a crap about the people that's...
Disaster porn.
Yeah, this is more...
That's what they call it.
This is more from the human perspective, and how they can potentially kill it. Yes, bit cheesy in places, but worth a watch.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, Godzilla -1 compared to having to watch the other one.
Well, I think they churned out the other one. They did that one towards probably the end of the 90s now, wasn't it? When
Matthew
Jamiroquai...
Broderick.
The one where Jamiroquai went deeper underground.
Yeah,
Matthew
98,
Broderick.
99,
And all
something like
that.
that.
And stuff like
It's
that.
probably
And,
like earlier.
yeah.
It was not so long after Jurassic Park, because that was the thing.
No, it was later than Jurassic Park.
No, yeah, but what
It
I'm
was
saying...
I mean, I went to Leisure World to watch it, so it's got to be like
Yeah.
after 96, something like that.
And
Yeah, but it wasn't
Jimmy
too far
Page-
away.
Well, Jurassic Park was 92.
Jimmy
Yeah, well,
Page.
4 years!
You better-
Yeah, but it was going on the trailer, because
It wasn't being trailed during Jurassic Park. I can
No,
tell you
I
that
don't
much.
mean that. I meant like Jurassic Park had a T-Rex coming in, and then you had Godzilla, where it was like huge.
Yeah, I think they actually put
Anyway.
that in the Godzilla trailer, didn't they? There was a toy dinosaur
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And but now I think.
I mean, it might have been around the time of the second Jurassic Park film.
All right,
I'm
But-
just saying.
But I was just saying they were churning all those out for a while and trying to
47
do,
years old. It was
trying
amazing.
to,
Exactly.
trying to do the,
Sorry,
trying to do
Brett.
the monster thing. But
The
then
Monster
I think,
Mash.
no, they were trying to do the monster thing for a while, like with the Godzillas and what was the other one where it comes from outer space? It was on a camcorder, and you didn't really see it.
yeah.
I watched that not so long ago.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield and
yeah.
all that sort of stuff. And then I think Pacific Rim came along and just like stole it out from all of them because they had a bit of a different idea.
Never
of it.
watched that.
Really good.
Well, I got
really
bored
like
of the
it.
monster stuff by that point. So
Yeah, but it's not. It's all about the giant robots as well and stuff, and the humans that pilot them.
And monsters and robots.
Yeah, they
what's
said there
not,
was.
what's not to like?
And Idris Elba.
And Jax Teller.
Was he in it? Is
Yeah, and Stacey's brother from EastEnders.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, and oh. but that was really really good, and it kind of showed them how to do it, and then it was like, oh shit, now we need to kind of rethink. I think they did it in a slightly different way that worked, and then everyone got stuck. So then suddenly everyone just pushed play on any plans for monster movies, and they were just trying to. We ended up now with this because it takes that long for them to come through the system.
Yeah.
We're getting Godzilla and King Kong to death. Is there any, without spoiling it, is there any new monster big time that debuts to help them near the end that may have its own film next?
No.
Oh, I thought they might have played that. And look, oh, here's Rodan, the giant moth.
This is humans battling Godzilla.
No, the Godzilla Kong one.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of big bads in
No, but is there a new one that comes to help them?
And there's more King Kong. So King Kong goes and finds his
Kazuki
family.
make an appearance.
No, that's cool. I will watch those. I do like them, but yeah. Pacific Rim. Watch that. You'll like that.
You're like Godzilla -1.
Cool.
Over to you, Brett.
All back to me again. What else have I been
Well,
watching?
before we did, as we're in that monster zone,
Yeah.
Monarch, I actually quite enjoyed that. I mean, I don't remember any of it now because it was about 4 months ago that I watched it. But I do remember watching it and thinking, Kurt Russell still kicks ass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
I liked the flashbacks, and I don't normally like flashbacks.
You don't?
Because it was the origin story of well, at least not Godzilla's origin, but the
people investigating the monsters. I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm quite happy to watch a second season if they're gonna. I think they are gonna do one. I'm sure I've seen.
I think, and him and his son played well together. I know obviously they're father and son, but they're playing an older and a younger version. But considering my main work of him seeing the younger Wyatt Russell,
that's right. Yeah.
I wonder where we got that name from. And was when he played the replacement for Captain America in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and in that one he just sort of slowly goes nuts and crazy as it goes along. This was kind of a more relaxed, and he's not his dad, but no one else is either.
No.
You know what I mean? Kurt Russell is Kurt Russell.
Exactly.
But he does it well, and it there were little things that they did, little looks, little bodily thing that sort of tied it in, which I thought was really cool. And my whole favourite bit was Kurt Russell, where he's just like gardening, but it's like old military prison, and he just busts out, because he's Kurt Russell.
He didn't have Sly Stallone with a RV from hell picking him out there, did he?
No, that's the thing. It didn't need the, like...
It wasn't all whistles and bells.
We don't need all the Stallone... What's it called? What are they called? The Expendables, but we can still kick ass. It was just like he did it on his own. Yeah, really.
It was all like he knows where the cameras are. He knows where
he's
the
got
trick points
checked
are.
out.
Yeah, he's just been literally waiting. He's been biding his time, knowing that someone's going to come and
I like
not rescue him because he didn't need rescuing, but someone was going to come and carry on the fight.
As he knows, Harrison Ford has only got so much time left in him. Kurt Russell will now be his older
natural predecessor.
Yeah. And let's face it, Liam Neeson can't do every action role out there for the older gen.
Well, no, but then Liam Neeson just plays Liam Neeson, and
well,
not
like you said before, the man's
insane.
got a particular set of skills.
Yeah, and he uses them in every film.
Although I must admit, I've been going on a bit of a Denzel Washington film binge.
That's a good shout for a future spotlight. Is Deja Vu? That's a good one.
Well,
I like that one.
I kind of got a bit of a man crush on Denzel Washington.
Is it the overbite? You like the overbite that he's got?
And just the fact where,
I'm trying to think of one good film. I'll be honest.
Deja Vu is a good film.
Equalizer 2, Equalizer 2, Equalizer 3.
How dare you come at me?
There's only one Equalizer, and that's Iwawuwa.
Yeah, but
the Equalizer.
Denzel picks up that.
How dare you even put that in a...
He picks up that.
I'd rather watch Queen Latifah.
No,
at least they did something different.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he's a bit of an older guy, still kicks ass, and he's believable in it. But yeah, I've been going and watching all of his back catalogue basically.
You truly offended him.
I think, yeah. Good sound effect.
There's a mouse in there.
So what else have you been watching, Summers?
I have been watching the football. And also, again, I haven't got to the end yet, but I'm enjoying it so far.
What is happening? How can you
Well,
not?
it's,
Because we pick a series and then that's it. We stick to it until the end of that. Sometimes even the end. If it's like 3 years old, we'll sit and watch the entire 3 or 4 seasons.
I'm learning what a democracy is.
Oh, I see.
But the other thing is, we've all done it where you start watching and then you forget about it.
Well, no,
and
this
then you
one
just realise, oh, maybe they don't want to go back.
This
to
one we've just,
yeah.
we've just started, and I think we've got about 2 or 3 left now. Free Body Problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you not watched that yet? I
No.
thought
He's well behind the curve, isn't he?
I thought we
He
were
hasn't
talking
finished
about that
one,
on
huh?
our last podcast, or was that just when we
No,
met
it
up?
wasn't even out by then.
No,
Oh, okay.
that was Saturday.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Free body problem.
So the first time we met each other in 6 months.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like Bandit Wong, which I think is his actual name. You know, he usually plays people called Wong and everything. But
It just freaked me out with his accent.
and I really liked the dude from Game of Thrones in it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. And the
I liked his
yeah, I liked his house.
Yeah, I liked
The,
his house.
the gremlin and
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, the
that's what I want
proton
this
pack.
place to look like.
Yeah, the proton pack and everything. Oh, there's
Yeah.
a proton pack. Okay, so just watch the film. Okay, so look, there's a yeah, I can see it. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll stop marking out. But no, but to be honest, I didn't think I'd ever see him in anything again. So like, you know,
But you didn't watch the one where the moon crashes into the earth?
I haven't got probably not to that.
Well, it is.
No, I mean in after Game of Thrones, I thought like you've had your 5 minutes, and now we'll see you fighting aliens on Movies for Men or something.
No, but that's what
Still pays
the
$1.
Moon Crash. He plays a scientist in that with Halle Berry and
Wasn't that a Cher film?
no, I can't remember what it's called because it's rubbish. But yeah, anyway, he's been in some other stuff. He's now the James Corden of the film world.
No.
How dare? What is
No, I
wrong
will
with
not
you
have that.
tonight?
I just
You've said that on this podcast. You shouldn't even mention that name.
No one is the
No
James
one is the
Corden
James
of
Corden of
anything.
anything.
Let
There's
me-
James Corden who's just an utter cock, and that's the end of it.
let me just finish.
No.
No, there's no.
People have realised that they don't want James Corden, but if they're looking for a slightly bigger English guy,
No.
they go to
No.
him.
Well, we just like to apologise on behalf of him there.
Yeah.
Um,
There is no
Yeah.
need for that.
the views of Paul Hawkins do not represent the views of everyone in Cold Faction. Blah blah blah.
Views are his own and no one else's.
Legal.
Yeah, 3 Body Problem. I enjoyed it. I again don't remember much about it now because it's been a while.
It's going.
The only thing is I'm not because I think they've only said they're going to do 3 seasons. I think,
Okay.
which is difficult to wrap up that many books into 3 seasons, maybe. But
I knew it was books, but I don't know how many.
yeah, I'm sure there's more than obviously there's more than. I'm sure there's more than 3 books. Either way, they're only going to do 3 seasons. So what I think I'm going to do is not watch season 2 until season 3 because I have a
It's
major
green-
issue
it's
remembering
green-lit.
shit.
Well,
Is-
also I was waiting for it to be greenlit.
Yeah.
Because
Isn't there another version though?
Sorry.
I thought there was another version out that's similar.
I think it's
time.
already been done in
in
Japanese.
Japanese or I'm showing my ignorance there. I don't know if it's South Korea or Japan.
Yeah,
or
it could
China,
be.
I'm not sure.
Asian.
Yeah,
I'd
there's
say
there's an
Asian.
Asian cinema version if you like. I'm sure there is.
And I think there's more episodes in that one
Yeah.
as well. I think
They've
Ooh.
condensed, probably taken some things out. I
Yeah.
expect.
I enjoyed it. I don't understand where all the money went compared to a lot of other series out there because the effects were okay, but I didn't see how they spent millions and millions on an episode.
Wong's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, okay. No.
Yeah.
And James Corden too, I guess.
Don't
Why
keep
are
mentioning
you doing
it.
this?
I'm
What's
gonna
happened
have
to
to
you
light
in the
that
last 6
candle in a
months?
minute.
But-
It's gonna start stinking
I'm
in
gonna
it.
light him up.
But I
It's just
didn't understand
like-
where all the budget went from what I saw, other than
I think it was in his house. I
Yeah,
think he had it in
probably,
the
yeah.
script.
They were like genuine.
Can I
props.
keep anything that's in my house? Yes. It is what
Yeah,
I want.
yeah.
This is what the
That's
I've
fine.
studied the character,
Yeah.
and this is what I think he'd have with all his crisp money.
yeah.
There's one point as well, when he mentioned it, she was like scratching her head with a lightsaber or something, and she just put it back.
Yeah.
No, it's just the little things like that. But we're enjoying it, and again, just wait and see what happens next. There's a few to go. I'll move along. I've got other things, but yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you something really terrible that I watched literally a week ago. And I think it's called Shark in Paris.
Yes.
And
yes.
I've got no clue why I watched it. I knew it was going to be shit. I read the synopsis on Netflix, and I thought this is going to be shit. But I had to. I thought I've got to work. I want to know how they're going to get a shark in the Seine. That's what I want to know. I want to see the convoluted.
Was it insane?
So, and I mean, this is obviously it's French, so there's no one famous outside of French. No, but there's no one famous outside of France in it. I don't think. And their premise for a shark being in the Seine is it just swam there. There's no, they don't even like what is it?
Some sort of
what's the John Cusack film with the end of the world one?
2012.
2012. It's like all the neutrinos are doing this or that or whatever it is. That that nonsense. There's none of that. It's literally it opens up with these expedition divers that are tracking sharks where they're sticking trackers on them or whatever, and then they get attacked, and one woman survives the attack because she's not in the water, or she gets out of the water. It's that bad, I can't remember. And then it cuts to like a few years later, and she's working at some aquarium, and there's some really, really right on kids that are out to save the environment. They've hacked the system that tracks these sharks, and they go, "There's a shark in the Seine, but we're not going to let them kill it. No, we're going to try and convince it to escape the Seine and get back out into the ocean, because you can just talk to sharks and tell them to do that."
And then all hell breaks loose. On the nose, they did what you wanted.
Yeah, and then of course, obviously, it ends up in the catacombs, and I mean, it's just awful. But it's not even so bad it's good.
No, and that's why I watched it.
Oh, you've watched it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking this is going to be bad.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Exactly.
But no,
and they've tried. It's like, if they could have just made the shark effects not so good, that would have been funny. But they're on that cusp of Doctor Who, where it's not it's not Hollywood perfect, but it's not independent cinema so bad.
And when they've tried to play it so straight, it doesn't help. I mean, like Meg and Meg 2, they're not brilliant films, but I'll watch them because it's tongue in cheek. It's
because that's what they're going
for.
It's
Jason
Statham. Like the old Lake Placid. That's what it's going for.
Yeah, but this is what are you? What?
Yeah.
No. And they're all shark experts, but they don't really know much about sharks and can't figure out stuff. It's like,
and you've got they completely ripped off the Jaws. It's like, no, we're not closing the river because we got a triathlon.
Yeah. Oh, well, triathlons are a big deal.
This is the precursor to the Olympics next year. We're not. This is the show that we can put on an event. Yeah. So anyway, that's something. So, but don't seriously, if you haven't watched it, which I'm hoping most of you haven't.
Well, no. According to the amount of views, that's got quite a lot of people that have been watching it recently.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I watched it, it was trending.
I've heard it's up there.
I blame you then.
I've heard it's up there with Betty Blue and the Three Colours, whatever they're called, and all the other French films we know.
Yeah, all those classics that we watched at late night.
The Fireman with the Big Nose, whatever it's called. Chalet Notre Berger.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, go on, Paul.
Sweet Tooth.
Oh, they've done 2 more seasons, haven't they?
Well, I'm still halfway through season 1.
Yeah, so season 3 just dropped. Watched it all. Finishes. It's all right.
I've not gone back to it.
It's one of those things. It's okay, but it kind of loses its way so much in this last one.
I got a bit bored with the adventure aspect of it. I know he's on a little quest with the big dude, and it was all sort of like that. But I need something to work out while I'm on this quest. Or we must go there, and then they go there and go, no, it's a bit like The Walking Dead. Then they get there and something happens, then they need to go somewhere else.
But so season 3 carries on. Now they have to go find his mum, because if he goes to a cave, then whatever's in the cave is going to sort the problem out. as opposed to this just being there's been a pandemic that's wiped out humans giving birth to normal people and killed a lot of the population, they've taken another turn and made it more supernatural.
Is that a bad thing?
Again,
I like a bit of supernatural stuff.
From making this more of a fantasy thing, I guess, yeah. But at the same point in time, it's like, whoa, where did that come from? You know, because it was a disease, wasn't it? But no, it's not. And like we've got Shackleton involved from 100 years ago, going off and finding this thing. And it's like, oh, okay, but it killed a few hours.
Yeah, I might go back to it. Might not.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just sort of like, okay. When it ends up being sort of the littlest hobo, it gets a bit. Because you know, at the end of the episode, they've got to go somewhere else. And if they do get to stay there, you know, next week it's going to go bad, and then they got to move
down
on.
the road.
The only thing is, Big Man in the or Big Guy, whatever he calls him, in season 1, that looked like he was on his way out and on his last legs. In season 2, he was like almost on his way out on his last legs. In season 3, he's even worse on his last legs, but he still manages to run, jump.
Yeah,
and it's like
I was always like that with Roots. Because it's like LeVar Burton for like the first 4 or 5 episodes is Kuta Kinte, and then it's like 5 years later and he's John Amos. he's like a 300-pound stacked 6'8" guy. What were they feeding him on that plantation? It was like, there's no way in hell they would ever be the same person.
Well, it could have been a sugar plantation.
There was a lot of sugar.
Yeah, anyway, Sweet Tooth. Watch it, don't watch it.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you think, does it skew younger maybe? Is it like a bit fluffy for the littler kids?
Well, I don't think so, because it's still...
I think the themes of it aren't, so it can't be. I mean, the
it's got...
themes of the original series, anyway.
But he's cute and he's got antlers and it's like...
Yeah, but there's like...
The comic was a lot more full on than the series.
Yeah, maybe because they tried to be a bit middle of the road.
Yeah.
That might have affected some of it.
Maybe they're going, not necessarily kids, but the young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as I said, take it or leave it.
I'll leave it.
Thought you might.
Back to me.
Back to you.
I'm not going to mention Bluey, because, I mean, that is just
You've watched
awesome.
loads of those.
Yeah. Bluey's like the best kids' TV programme ever.
I've never seen an episode yet.
No, nor have I.
We're in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, so then, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll take a break in a minute, and then we can raise the fridge. Yeah, I know, it's really on it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention Bluey. That's not really our demographic. More like see. I'm going to have to eat humble pie, I guess is the phrase.
Again?
Or would you like a spoon?
I need a very big spoon. So,
What one?
via our Amazon stick, we have started watching Doom Patrol.
Told you.
So we're about
I don't like superheroes.
9.
I don't like them.
Shut up. 9 episodes in, something like that. I'm enjoying it. It's quirky enough and strange enough to be engaging. Obviously, it swings towards the boys' style superhero genre.
And is it not the best work that California?
No, California Man is his best work. No, actually, his best work was in Scrubs.
He's only about 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's still his best work.
But I think it's his best work.
I don't know. Is he actually in the suit?
No.
So it's a lot bigger, isn't it? So he's only doing a voiceover, so he can't.
He's big enough to not have to wear the suit.
I'm just checking.
I know he's gone downhill.
Yeah, exactly.
But
he was on it. He was proper on his uppers when he started doing that. Surely.
Well, that was before he done that film where he was like a fat dude.
Exactly. So he was
No,
on his
no,
uppers.
that was the whole point of the film, wasn't it?
I know.
I forgot what it's called. Whale.
Whale. Yeah. So I mean, he was on his uppers when he started doing Doom Patrol. But yeah, it's good. I'm liking the split personality thing. It's hard to keep up with, but I like where they're going with that. Where they're kind of in their own dimension, if you like. So I think it gets to about episode 8 or something, and they go down. She goes into her own
the
mind.
train and all that.
Yeah, and that's really cool. I like that. Yeah, it's all round. It's good.
If listeners scroll back for our archive, we looked at the
Yeah,
pilot
see,
episode.
episode 1 just didn't grab me, and I know you kept on about it and how good it is, but I thought I'd give it a try.
Well, it's just genuinely
Now that it's free.
It's just genuinely one of those shows where you didn't really know what was going to happen next. Cause there's such
it's
random
a bit
stuff.
silly. The dimension donkey thing is.
Yeah, but it's random enough.
Yeah, I like the street. That Dave.
Oh, Gary.
The street. That was cool.
He becomes an.
I thought that was going. I thought that, although in that, I thought it was going to go too right on in that episode, but it doesn't. It tackles that whole thing normally, if you like, rather than
because they
for want of a better term, shoving it down your throat.
Because our heroes, if you will, haven't got a clue how to deal with that anyway, so they go through and just make all the mistakes that you would make, and kind of in a nice way, but like what everyone would tiptoe around, they just sledgehammer at him and going, "What?
Yeah,
who's that?" And when they're looking for the CIA agent. Or is he a government agent?
Some sort of it's a secret clandestine.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, and how that.
So I'm liking they haven't. Sorry, they haven't. So I'm only about 8-9 episodes into the first season, but they, with all the flashbacks they're doing of the pilot guy, I've forgotten his name now.
Yeah.
But they're not really revealing what is actually going on. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So he went off to space and there's some entity, but they're not.
You get there in the end.
But it's good that because normally like with these sort of things, it's like 5 episodes in, you know everything about the characters you need to know, and that's it. It's just the adventure.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that, so that's cool. I like that. That's good. I will take everything I said about Doom Patrol back.
Wow.
And there's some nice little guest people that pop up as well. Even obviously, Mr. Oh wait, no, is it Dalton? Okay, no, it's Dalton, isn't it? Who's the professor?
Timothy Dalton.
It's Dalton, isn't it? But him and Bronson, Pierce Brosnan keep sort of popping into I think it's the Shaun of the Dead's fault in all those films because they sort of keep having a similar role in those films. They get muddled up on them now.
Pierce Brosnan's not in any of the Shaun of the Dead films. In any of the.
Yeah, he's in the he's the professor they went to university with in The World's End.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll let you off. Sorry.
Well, basically, yeah.
What happened?
I know he's now I'm doing it now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Timothy Dalton is the supermarket manager in.
Yeah, and then Brosnan's the other one because they wanted to get as many Bond people in as they could to say they worked with James Bond.
All right, fair
or
enough.
something like that. But you got him in it. You've got the obviously what's his face, Resident Alien, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Then you've got. I don't know how far you've got actually, but there's other people. There might not be massively famous actors, but people you would know who pop up in things like this, and you think, oh, they're cool. And you get a few of that. Have you got to the one yet where they go and see the original Doom Patrol?
No. Well, yes, but only I think there's more of that. I don't think that's just the one episode.
The one where
they go to the retirement home.
Oh yeah,
but it's all this guy's. All unravels and it's decaying.
Yeah, that was one of my favourite episodes. I like that. But that's cool. I'm glad you're liking it, and that you admit I was right.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's, I haven't watched it for about a month.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
Anyway, he said he takes it back.
No, that's cool. I accept.
Right, over to you.
Oh, it's me now. Right, I have watched. I've got to look it up because I've blocked it out that much. But just to save you all, Jenna Malone is one of the greatest actresses of her generation. She rose to fame in things like Donnie Darko, Sucker Punch, The Hunger Games, currently being seen in the Rebel Moon franchise on Netflix or whatever it's called now, because the longer ones have got different names apparently.
Oh yeah,
Whenever they come out, I don't know if they're
August
out yet.
they come out.
And but one film she made in 2008 is called The Ruins, and you don't want to go and see that one. Basically, you have Jenna Malone, Shawn Ashmore, who was Iceman in the X-Men movies, the Fox ones that weren't very good, and he's got a twin brother who's in stuff as well. I always get them both muddled up. There's a big fat sort of Mexican dude. He's dead now. He's a big dude with long.
Oh, you can say it now. You can say it like he's dead now.
No, he's a Mayan. He's like a Mayan guy, but he's like whenever like someone's in prison or they need a biker gang or something, he's like one of those guys that, hey, you can't do that. You know, he's one of those guys.
Hey, hombre.
Yeah, and but basically they're on holiday somewhere in like South America, and like they meet these other people, and they got a map to like this temple. And like, hey, we should go to this temple. It'll be like really cool. We might find treasure and shit. And they kind of get
Because
there.
like
really,
no one else would have done that.
Like, and they kind of get there, and then when they get to this track, they can't find the path. And there's two like ghosty sort of kids just stood looking at them, and they go, hey, and the kids ignore them. And then one goes, oh look, I think the path's here, and like lifts up like a bit of wood, and there's like a trodden path. Oh, it's here, and they follow it through to this temple. Then once they sort of get on the temple steps, all these Mayans sort of come round, and as they try to get off, they won't let them off and say, no, you've got to go back and all that. And they're like, what? And then this other guy goes to step forward and they just shoot him straight in the head, and like blood and brains everywhere. And everyone's, ah! And they all run up to the top of this Mayan temple. And then when they're in the top, there's like a hole, and there's camping gear from other people that had been there before. They're like, well, wonder what happened to them? And then they go in it. But the one bit that was a little bit of a twist is I thought once they go
Is
in
he doing a spotlight on the room?
I'm just saving you.
It sounds quite good.
Yeah, so far I'm
Do an audio book.
But then they go down in the temple, then out again, and it turns out it's all the plants in the temple that are evil, and they like mimic phone noises and screaming and noises and stuff. The plants do, and then the plants all come up and start getting them, and then people start like having little swirly things under their skin, and it's the plants going in and stuff. And
But what's those plants?
They get all sort of taken over by the plants, and then it's like, who will survive? And it's them on the top of a temple in a tent fighting off some sort of stinging nettle type things.
Well, they can be painful.
They can.
But looking up
Emily found that out last week.
ruins
Oh.
there.
You should have got your own back and made nettle soup. That's almost like going hunting for nettles.
What? But I was like, why would I want? If that hurts when it stags in the leg, why do I want to put it in my mouth?
Yeah.
Because the hot water kills that.
Yeah, but it's the spikes.
That's supposed to be really good.
But there is on IMDb, just
yourself.
looking up the name of this, Ruins, there is on IMDb, there is a Ruins with deleted scenes in brackets released a year later.
So you're going to watch that?
I don't know if that'll be any
You
better.
know what, he's a completist, he's going to have to.
Yeah.
He will at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one that I think it would have been like a good episode of The Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits in half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, but they've stretched
for
it. Yeah.
1 hour, 50-minute movie or whatever it is. And when Jenna Malone can't make it look good, you know, you're like, because all the rest, she's where the money went. You know, all the others are just like straight out of like American college drama programs. And there's even a bit like, well, there's no need for boobs, but there are some boobs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe I will watch
yeah.
And near the beginning.
Oh,
there's
well,
like-
that's even better. We haven't got to watch the rest of the film.
Well, yeah. Let's just say the boobs.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like, you know, when it didn't even need to be there. There's no plot point or anything.
Oh, hold on.
Well,
How many times have you put a spotlight on a film from the
Yeah.
70s or early 80s where it's like you had the gratuitous
I can
boobs?
name it. Trading Places, didn't even have the boobs in that. Lots of boobs in that.
No, but this is
Police Academy, didn't
this
need the
is-
boobs,
this-
got the boobs.
Well, this is blatantly, there's no need.
Hammer
at
horror
all
film.
for it.
I think there's always need for boobs.
Is
There's a biological need for them.
Yeah.
Is
exactly.
there a need for boobs? Contact us,
Yeah,
leave your comments
comment below.
below.
And
Or
I
whatever
think
else.
on that note, it's probably worth, we need to have a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. And
SMA milk. And we're back.
And we're back. Welcome back.
Thanks to our sponsors. Okay, so who went last? Brett, with the weird
The film that we don't need to watch, Relic,
Yeah.
or no, not Relic.
Ruins. Don't.
Relic's not a bad film
It
actually.
ruins your time. I do have.
Hold on, you've just had a go.
Ooh, controversial. He's trying
Wow.
to.
I know.
I know.
I have hot news.
Okay,
Ooh,
what's the hot
go on
news? I mean, it won't be hot by the time this comes out. But
Yeah. Well, apparently, there is officially a sequel to Spaceballs in development, and it involves Mel Brooks, Amazon, MGM Studios, and Josh Gad is attached with Josh Greenbaum directing. It's early days yet, it's a developing story, but
yeah, that doesn't excite me in any way, shape, or form.
All they're gonna. Well, I don't know, because all they're gonna do is rip the piss out of the latest Star Wars films.
Yeah, but Spaceballs was clever, in the same way that Airplane was clever.
yeah.
Then they went to things like
Airplane 2.
Hot. Well, even that's not that bad. But
No, I was joking.
Hot Shots part. You know, the Hot
Yeah.
Shots
Yeah, but then we
movies and the
ended up with
National
all the
Lampoon's.
scary
Scary
movies.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
all- Parody was done to death, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It was
Well, it's not even really. It is parody, but
Very cool.
it's just silly parody.
the
rather
only good one out
clever.
of any of that, which I highly recommend, is Not Another Teen Movie.
than, yeah, that's the one I've not seen. We had
That-
this discussion
yeah,
a few
Probably
episodes back.
well. That one, if you've seen them, you'll get a lot out of them because it's like referenced and cross-referenced and
Yeah. And they make a big thing of
Whoever-
saying anything in all the other John Hughes films, don't they?
yeah, oh yeah, everything. Yeah, all the Hughes films, even through to what was the one when Drew Barrymore has to go back to school when she's an agent?
Never been kissed.
Yes,
I don't know why. I
but
Yeah,
just know
you
this
do.
stuff.
But in Not Another Teen Movie, she's like an 80-year-old lady who's playing a teenager. Like, come on, guys, let's go in for a smoke. And all that, and they're like, yeah, you're the coolest 17-year-old we know, and all that sort of, and stuff like that. But yeah, that was probably the best one of that. So Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, I guess.
I just wish they'd get Rick Moranis back on the screen.
He doesn't want to,
He
does he?
won't do
No.
nothing when he did. I think
Doesn't
he
need
did,
to, and well, his kids are all grown up now, but surely. But
Yeah.
I think he's just happily.
Well, that's what
retired.
that's what they said with the Ghostbusters franchises. That they had conversations with him, but he just went
I
up
think
for it.
he did. There was like an interview or an advert or something he did where he showed his face in it for like 10 seconds.
Was it Mint Mobile?
It was for something.
And I think it might have been a Ryan Reynolds advert, and he managed to get. I could be completely wrong, but
But they
it
were
rings
saying
a
that's
bell.
the only thing he's done in like 30 years or something now, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
And he's only in it for like 10 seconds.
I'm sure
but,
it is
you know,
because
just-
Rick Moranis is Canadian as well.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was a Ryan Reynolds Mint Mobile ad or one of his
Yeah.
gin.
But yeah, that was all. That just broke during the break. That was all.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
right over to me. I was actually looking forward to this film, but it didn't turn out so good. So Civil War.
I've seen the trailers for that.
I
thought it
had
was quite cool.
high hopes.
High
hopes. So it's directed by Alex Garland. He's done a load of stuff that
Didn't
actually.
he do the 28 Days Laters?
said it was Danny.
No, it's Danny Boyle, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
What did
Sun.
Garland do?
28 years
Sunshine.
later it's coming out soon.
Yeah. Well, not soon. But yeah, so he did Sunshine, Ex Machina, or whatever it was. I think it was.
Jesus Machine or whatever.
Yeah. Some other good stuff as well.
I'm sure he's done a horror film. I'm sure he has.
So he did the.
Probably Ruins.
He did the one. He did the one where they go to an alien world as well, which is a bit different. Anyway, so
Anyway,
quite a good director. And again, this is about.
he's definitely done something I liked. Doesn't matter, sorry.
Anyway, so this has obviously been a lot of hype about
Don't
it
interrupt
because
Paul
he.
when he's doing it.
Well, no, it's just one of those things. We're not. You're not going to remember. He's probably going to Dr. Google it, so it'll come. We'll be able to find out.
I thought I was helping, so you could carry on with your talking.
Yeah, no,
And I'd find out for you.
Exactly, and that's why I just said it. So yeah, obviously hot topic at the moment with the states, with the election coming up, and you could kind of see Republicans and Democrats maybe and the different states maybe branching off. So you know, it's not too far-fetched that it could happen. But the film just really doesn't...
Does it lean... Because what I gleaned from the trailers is it leans a little bit too much into that... What's the one where they get the amnesty to 1 night a year, whatever it's called?
No. No.
Oh, see, that's the impression I got from the trailer. Was it because it's almost a free for all because there's a civil war on. They kind of, it felt like it was leaning into the whole.
Not really.
What's that film? What's it called? It's not
Death.
Amnesty.
No, The Purge.
Purge. That's the fella.
Yeah, no. It's just
Purge.
it's just a bit of a nothing burger. So you got Kirsten
A
Dunst.
nothing burger, I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've not said that before.
That looks good on a t-shirt.
You've just got Kirsten Dunst that plays a reporter that is obviously trying to track everything and do latest updates and write a book or whatever she's doing. But it's one of those confusing ones where a bit like War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. You probably
Never
haven't seen
watched
it.
Never. Of course, I've never watched it.
Where-
Tom Cruise in.
It's mainly centered around his family, and you don't really see much of the bigger stuff, you
Yeah.
know, that you would be interesting. And from the same token, this is mainly focused about just on what they can see and experience. So again, you miss what else is going on with the Civil War. So I just think, personally, they missed a trick, and it could have been something...
Been so much better.
Yeah, it could have been stonking, but instead it wasn't.
He wrote 28 Days Later, and it was directed by Dan.
Ah, see, I knew he had something to do with 28 Days Later. Thank you very much. I feel vindicated.
Good.
I haven't heard of a lot of his other stuff.
Well, that's probably the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So
You've heard of Sunshine.
I've heard of Sunshine on Leith.
Cillian Murphy's in that as well.
Which one's that one?
That's the one where they have to go and
Are they on
restart the
space?
sun.
Restart the sun. Oh, fuck off.
No.
Is that when the newspaper goes out of print and
So they have to go and restart the sun, and on the way there, lots of weird stuff starts happening. Think of the one with Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill, where they go.
Event
Event Horizon.
So they tried to
Hellraiser in space.
They tried to do Event Horizon, but just give it a bit of a different twist. Actually, Event Horizon's a good film.
What was the one when it was all a bit and someone was...
It's all a bit.
No, it was all
You
a
need
bit
to
like...
finish that sentence, otherwise you've got no
It was
clue.
Give
like-
us something to go on.
Yeah.
It was like on a spaceship and they'd all been killed and then the captain was there and they're trying to save the captain and then it was the captain all along and
Black
he got
Hole.
mad.
Well, that's
Was it Dennis
almost
Quaid?
the premise of Event Horizon. It's not too far.
No, you're thinking of the one with Dennis Quaid in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pandorum.
Pandora, that's what I'm thinking of.
No, I've not seen that.
There was no sun in that.
Dennis Quaid's in that. You might
I
like
like
it.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
He's not done some great films though.
That's not one of his best.
No.
Frequency's good.
Frequency's brilliant.
And Enemy Mine.
That's what I was going to go to when you said about Dennis Quaid. That
Which
can't be
is,
that.
which is basically where Dances with Wolves came from.
Yeah. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
That's a given, isn't it?
Cool, so that's Civil War. Don't bother.
Okay, I won't.
Oh. What's so civil about war anyway? Oh.
Damien.
I can't
Oh.
think of anything actually that I've watched. I've done Red King. I mean, I've watched loads, but I don't. Oh no! So just started not rewatching. The second season of it is out. It's not called Outer Limits, because that's an old '90s sci-fi program. It's not called. Is it called Outer Range? It might be called Outer Range.
Outer Range, you
It's
went
got-
on about.
It's got your fella, Brolin.
Josh.
Josh Brolin.
Brolin in it. It's good. The problem is I've got no recollection whatsoever of the first season, and I'm about 3 episodes in. And I'm going, what did he do? Didn't he go down a hole? And there's a he was in a coma, but he's not in a coma now.
Yeah.
I don't remember him coming out of that damn coma. When did he come out of the coma? And I'm sure it ended with someone going in a hole, coming out the other side of the hole, and loads of lights like we've got up there, the big booming lights coming on him and being like, what the fuck am I doing?
What,
But there's no reference to that, so I think I'm thinking of something else.
what are your children's name?
Emily and Chloe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see
It's
how,
just
how far.
I think I live in the moment, you see, when it comes to television and films. I watch them and I enjoy them then,
or just
but then I
Dislike
dislike them, and then I think to myself, I don't need to keep this stuff in my head. I got more important things like
What's that
song
like?
lyrics and
What's that
stuff. It's brilliant.
like? I can't. I do it. It just happens.
I just, because like
But it's not anything.
my focus for the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks has been sorting this out and the
But
barbecue
like,
station at the end of the garden.
As an English teacher by day, it'd be nice to completely memorise like the complete works of William Shakespeare or poetry or something like
This
that.
is what. Oh
But
no!
like-
You
but I can't.
remember who played
Yeah,
Dave the waiter in episode 71 of Quincy?
yeah, exactly. And then I get excited when I see him in something else because I'm glad he got more jobs. Because he done well.
Oh no! I
carrying that
still
trade.
recognise the people from other, like.
He recognises us still.
Yeah,
No,
but I'll recognise so and so from episode 7 of Quincy or whatever. I go, oh, it's him. Yeah, he was in Murder She Wrote, and he was in. She was in
someone the other
Diagnosis
day
Murder.
was
etc.
on about something in. I don't know what it was now.
No, really? There's a little bit of...
Same
This is-
extenders. I'm
this
trying to remember. They
This
were
is
like-
why we should write stuff down. And this is
Nah.
why we normally
I'm
do.
enjoying this episode. I'm quite enjoying
Yeah,
this. I haven't
it's
got
a
we haven't got to
friendly
read
chat.
from a laptop. Anyway,
You
not
go
Outer
on the
Limits,
internet, look up James
not Outer
Corden.
Banks. What's it called? Outer Banks? No.
Outer Range.
Outer Banks is a different show, isn't it? Outer Range. It's good.
Is this season 2?
Season 2. What they should have done a better recap of season 1.
I think they did. It was called season 1.
Yeah, but they,
What's
I
it
know.
on?
Prime.
See, Netflix is normally good for that. You normally get like a 5
Yeah,
minute.
they do really good recaps
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah, but we had their poles apart, and I still can't get over the UI for Prime.
I know, it's shocking.
Yeah.
But they just don't need to bother.
Well, they
That's
don't
why.
bother.
That's what I mean. They don't need
Yeah.
to because,
Yeah, I was looking for something on it the other day. The film title.
Oh, is it?
didn't
Sorry.
show up.
Whilst we're talking about Prime, has anyone upgraded to get rid of the adverts?
No.
Probably.
Of course you have.
I don't know. I had to pay like money to skip adverts on Sky. That was bad enough.
What?
Oh, you'll get that soon.
Oh, we're on Virgin. We don't.
Oh, yeah. There's a thing now. Oh, you'll probably get it on that soon as well. It's the whole thing of skipping adverts.
Yeah, but you can't skip adverts if you're watching linear broadcast anyway. So
Well, you can now.
you can't. It's a linear broadcast. You can't
So
skip
you
an
just
advert.
watch it a bit later.
Well, yeah, but you can do that and just fast forward through the adverts, like
Yeah,
everyone
but you
else.
can't necessarily. But on Skynet, you can't.
See, what I
fast
think-
forward the adverts.
I think they're missing a trick when it comes to this, right? So we all know that if you're watching something on Plus or the Virgin equivalent,
watch it half an hour later.
No, no,
and
yeah,
fast-
He's on about the adverts.
but what
Yeah.
you do is, so we all know you fast forward it.
Yeah.
So what they should do is someone should just pay for the block of that 2.5 minutes of just Coca-Cola. So you're pressing fast forward and all you see is Coca-Cola.
Okay, yeah,
That is a better advert.
You don't have to film anything. You just put a logo
Yeah,
up.
you just stick your logo, or you sell block of 30 seconds. Well, actually, most adverts are 30 seconds, but in fact, you sell blocks of 30 seconds, and it's just your logo.
But most of
That
them
works
now,
so much better than the adverts now are shit anyway. You
Yeah.
compare adverts to what they were in the 80s. If you go to our TikTok channel, you'll see how good the 80s adverts were.
Yeah. I mean, no one's singing about chips and jacket spuds.
Exactly.
That much.
No one don't
But now-
advertise grill steaks anymore, do they?
But what a lot
Oh
of them
yeah, the R White's lemonades. They were great adverts. We needed an advert episode.
are Elvis Costello's dad. It was like, that's great. Who's Elvis Costello? I'm 6. Why are you telling me this? But no, a lot of people are doing the thing that when you will go and play it back, like the adverts are still there, and you have to do the thing now so you can skip them and all that. It's coming. Netflix are doing it when they upgrade their system at the end of this year, because they're getting the WWE network for next year as well. So that's all going to be a Netflix live thing and all that. So $5 billion they've given the WWE for that.
That's
Well,
right.
they obviously think it's worth it. I mean, it's got
Well,
it's a worldwide
so
audience.
That's just an episode of Rings of Power that Amazon are doing. So
Well, that's-
One
Well,
episode of the
well,
Three Body
it's-
Problem.
It's free with their different shows. It's free live episodes a week of original content as it is now. Plus all the back
Content.
catalogue. No, it's not programs anymore. It's content. Plus all the back catalogue as it goes. They got God knows how many years of stuff. But on the plus side, I can get my money back for the WWE network because it's already on Netflix, which we've got already. So.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's
you know,
around
America doesn't like it though, because America are like, we ain't paying for Netflix as well. Because apparently, I think it's dearer in America than it is here. And there's more level. They've already got tiers, I think. I think it's already all running in America.
Yeah.
All the adverts and all that stuff. So good luck to them. But speaking of America, they're in uproar this week. Have you heard?
Well, I've heard lots of
there's
stuff.
lots of things I could say.
Yeah, no.
I mean, there isn't a day goes by where there's not something that the Americans are
Half of America are now review bombing, and this links into my new program. The Boys season 4, episode 1 so far, is being review bombed by loads of Americans who have just realised that Homelander's the baddie.
No.
Because like now they've gone full on with it, and it's kind of like it's relating a little bit to Uncle Donald, but with Homelander just going like, okay, I'll just kill people because you're cheering me anyway, and sort of having going nuts a little bit. And now they've been, which I thought they were pretty obvious anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, literally from the first episode.
Yeah, I mean the
But
whole
now
plane.
they're like-
It's like if you didn't get it, the plane episode.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But now they're like, wait a minute, but he wears the American flag, he represents us, and he's doing it, and it's gone off.
Oh, cool.
And it's like, but I'm enjoying it anyway. That was my. I was just linking it through, but that's my next recommendation. I've only seen episode 1 so far, but they've started.
Yeah, I think it's a given. We're all going to watch The Boys at some point.
Yeah, it started as it carried on, and
I've heard the first episode is more gratuitous than.
it's very, very violent.
Oh,
Not
just violent.
Not so much the.
No, I think that's like 2 or whatever the latest. Because I think there's.
Well, they put
a couple,
3 up
yeah.
to start with.
I don't think it's the first one. I think it's
must
like
have
2
been
or 3.
From the first.
Because I've seen something very similar, but I didn't bother reading it. Well, I didn't read it because I don't want to know what they're talking about. Because I'd rather watch it myself. But
yeah, it was just funny reading through social media on the comments about how they've ruined Homelander, and and Frenchie like kissed a dude, and they were like, "What? He might be gay." And I was like, "You kind of hinted that from the way." I mean, I don't think he's in the comic, but the TV show kind of hinted that it might be at least bi.
yeah.
But now that's happened as well, and you know it's woke now. The Boys is woke. It's like, well, you're watching the same show. This is all the people as well. I haven't watched, so I'm linking this in and sidebarring in the new X-Men 97 cartoon, which I haven't got to yet because we're
on cartoons.
No, but we're rewatching them at school at lunchtime, and then we're going to carry on with the new series. So I'm just saving it for that.
The boys are going to be disappointed because they toned down Rogue.
But
I used to have the hots for something when I was a kid.
But you can't touch her because she'll absorb you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look at him.
Rogue from the X-Men.
Muggle.
The cartoon. Did you not watch it?
No.
But anyway, my
When
point
we were
was...
kids.
No.
She was hot.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But my point was that since the new series, everyone's moaning about the X-Men is really woke now, and they've ruined that as well. I was like, it's always been political. It's always been the mutant has been the blacks or the gays it's always been like an analogy for the whichever group's
Different.
being picked on or marginalised. Yeah, you know, and like now that's woke as well, and now the Boys has gone woke, and it's like, do people watch programs? Especially those ones.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
don't forget that there's different people watching, and you know, America's a big country, and I'm sure that there are different types of people, aren't there, Brett? There are more switched on people, and there.
I'd like to think so, but you know, it's scary reading some of the comments because it's like.
Well, let's carry that on because
you've got guns and can vote.
Because another series that's dropped that again is dividing the critics and
Is it divided the galaxy?
a long time ago, the Acolyte.
Oh, fucking hell.
So
I liked it.
but I haven't. What are you?
I'm just saying. I know you're doing that. I'm just saying, as you say,
So-
I've liked it so far. So
there's a lot of division out there in the interweb. So, Damien, just a not that you're interested, but a quick synopsis.
No, I'm willing to.
So the
for our
Acolyte,
listeners.
the Acolyte takes place in a galaxy far, far away a long, long, long time ago.
But
Okay,
wouldn't
so
that
before.
mean? Would that be about now?
Well, no, because I thought we went through this,
It doesn't time loop.
but I thought humans were... Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
I'm just screaming.
Yeah, so this is
I
before...
don't even get what you're talking about.
So this is before the Star Wars that we knew as kids were came
It's
about.
like a pre.
100 years before the Phantom Menace. There you go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So like Darth Plagueis and all that.
Oh, there's still Darths, are there? That's an ancient thing.
Yeah, that's
They've
the Sith,
shoehorned it now.
Siths, yeah, that's always been.
Has it though?
Yeah,
Like from the okay.
pretty much. But carry on.
So this focuses on. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but there's basically a young girl that's accused of murdering.
Hang on, it's been out for a while.
No, I don't want to ruin
I
it
think
for
anyone
you.
who's watched it, well, you know, desperate to watch it.
Well,
is gonna
basically,
watch it.
you see a
I'm not going to watch it.
you
so.
see a Jedi get murdered by this girl, and then you see this girl, and she's somewhere else in the galaxy working as a mechanic on a ship.
Yeah.
And then some
Is
Jedi
the ship
turn
an
up.
alien Falcon?
No, just an old. It's got some of those politically incorrect monsters from the Phantom Menace in that sound like evil villains from the Power Rangers and Monkey Magic.
Okay, yeah.
And of course the Jedi's turn out and arrest her because she matches the description of the murderer, but she was on the ship, so she couldn't have done the murder. And
Anyway,
can you guess what it was, Basil?
turns out she had a twin sister
I was going to say, is it a twin or
Twins,
a
Basil?
clone?
who everyone thought.
Do they have clones at this point, or is that still a
No,
distant...
100 years time yet for the
Yeah,
clones.
so-
As far as we know.
So turns out that everyone thought the twin sister was dead. She's not. Oh, she's alive.
But you got a good twin and a bad twin.
Yeah.
Cinema 101.
But it. So a
So I haven't turned that off because you looked at it. I thought I better, because the football's finished,
Yeah,
so there's
that's right.
no need to have the telly on.
So Amanda Stenberg, I think her name is, plays the main character, or the two of them.
Is this relevant?
Well, it's interesting because she was Rue in Hunger Games, so it's nice to see her, still out there, still doing work. But
And she got murdered by Huey from The Boys.
yeah,
Just keeping it going all around.
but again, it's getting basically slated because it's one of these things with Disney in particular where the main character
So woke.
isn't standard white male. So a lot of fans are already up in arms because there was negative feedback about the latest Star Wars because you had Rey, didn't really go anywhere. And now they're remaking, they're not remaking, they're making more Star Wars with Rey. No one really wanted Rey to come back, but they're bringing her back
I did.
anyway. And
What
now
was wrong with Ray?
I'm just saying what the people are saying. A
The
lot
people.
of people. So
The internet.
again, it's almost. I think the feeling out there.
My favourite criticism was that her hair was braided and you can't do that in space or something. Where would you get her hair braided in space? Space barbers.
Well, when you think that would be beneficial in space, so you're not your hair's.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wookiees did it. They got lots of hair.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it is that I think there's.
They haven't got a problem with like Luke Skywalker can completely rebuild his hand, or
Oh no, because his hand's white.
okay, yeah.
Well, it's rainbow underneath, but they paint it white,
Yeah.
so that's okay. That's alright in space. Black twins who might be able to use powers. No.
But I think.
Sorry,
there's-
interrupt the poor when
Right.
he's talking.
No, in the back of my head, I was thinking, but the action figure of Luke in Jedi, he had a black hand.
He had a glove. He had a black glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
It was like the opposite of Michael Jackson, who was black with a white glove.
Yeah. Then I was just starting to think about action figures. Anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Move on.
So
Please.
the
For the love of
criticism
God,
from a
almost
lot of
holy.
the fans is, well, we didn't really like the films. It seems that the producers and writers aren't really making us the target audience, and yet when we don't want to watch it or when we give it negative reviews, it's because we're either being misogynistic or anti whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we want to see an action hero lead an action film or an action series, similar to as we were kids, we'd want to watch the A-Team more than we would Wonder
My Little
Woman.
Pony.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically every Star Wars fan wants that episode of The Mandalorian where Luke turned up to be a series. That's what everyone wants
Yeah.
to see. Anything that's not that is woke.
But the problem is it's almost like the producers heard it, and now with the Acolyte they're going, well, we heard you, but we're going to go full on this time. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. So in one of the last episodes, you had the twins coming. They went to the twins' homeworld. It was almost a flashback where they were raised by a band of
Witches, space witches.
lesbian space witches.
We don't know they were
No,
lesbians.
this is
Lesbian space witches.
this is the criticism.
I've only seen lesbian space witches too.
Yeah.
Can you feel the force?
But the stuff on social media is a bunch of lesbian space witches that just make these kids out of an experiment. Blah 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 blah. And it's
So, but then, I mean, are they? Is that the origination? Is that where the Force originates from?
no.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, they call it.
That's what I thought you were about. Where you were. It's like these space witches created the Force.
No, they use
No.
the Force. They call
Oh,
it the
okay.
thread.
They call it the Fred.
'Cause-
And
Which is fair enough because that's
I don't mind that.
everyone has a
Everyone-
different interpretation of what this.
but you can't have a different interpretation. It's the Force, damn it! It's the Force. Everyone in the whole universe should call it exactly the same thing, because nowhere else are there different religions or beliefs
Yeah,
or ideas.
but we all have the same. For want of a better word, the same characters in. It's not the right word, but
same Fred.
Yeah.
Such, yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what people know. Of course, people somewhere else who haven't met those people might call it something different. I thought that added more to it myself.
Yeah.
Gave it more
Gives it
than
more credence. More.
space power.
Yeah.
You know.
But it also gives more fuel to the fire of the people that already think that the writer and the producers are turning Star Wars now into something that's...
Okay, but what do you think? You've watched it. This is about your.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that's
Yeah,
why
no,
that's where
we
the
got that.
controversy's coming from. I think it was okay. If I'm honest, I really wanted the Acolyte to be a lot darker. You know,
Well, we've still got more episodes. To
I know,
go yet.
but at the moment it's got that Disney feel to it, and it feels too soft. And the Acolyte, and no disrespect to
But
what
there
they-
is there. What's the word for it? Is
Scope?
there precedence for this Acolyte in any of the other canon, or is this a whole new?
Well, this is 100 years.
Yeah, no,
before
but what I mean
it-
is, has it, in like scene 47 of
no,
A New Hope, at
so-
37 seconds into that scene, did someone mention an
No, so-
Acolyte,
so a
or
lot
is
of
this
this-
a whole new thing?
a lot of this stems back to old Star Wars canon about Darth Plagueis, or whatever his name is, about how the
Well, it's
Sith
all-
came to being and all that
It's
kind
all
of
on
stuff.
as well, because the evil twin has like a mysterious teacher who we don't know who it is yet. So
Yeah.
that's the character.
But no, but is there a?
I'll
I'll go back to the word thread. Is there a thread of Acolyte through
Well, this could be
like New
depending
Hope,
on.
Jedi, etc.,
I
etc.?
think that'll be depending on who is revealed to be her teacher. Could
Right,
then
okay.
link it back through to what
Be
you know,
Voldemort or
or
something.
yeah. So
But-
it's got potential.
I think there's a lot of good fight sequences in
I like
it.
the way you both ignored that I said Voldemort.
One of the nice things as well, it's not ruining it for you because you probably won't watch it,
No.
and we're on episode 3 now. But in the first episode, you had Carrie-Anne Moss. Is Carrie-Anne Moss?
Yep.
Yeah,
From the Matrix.
from the Matrix. A big,
Trinity.
star.
Trinity, ironically.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. And she plays a Jedi, and she gets killed.
Gets killed in like 5 minutes.
And I think, well, okay, that's a good twist. I wasn't expecting that.
Because she was all over the posters, and I mean, she is in a few flashbacks. But
Yeah.
when you see the poster, you think, oh, it's her series. you
Yeah.
know.
So I thought that was a nice twist. Who's the main Jedi that?
The dude from Squid Game,
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but the main guy from Squid Game is like, so we finally got like an almost, Oriental Japanese or Oriental kind of.
Are you allowed to say Oriental anymore?
I don't know.
I don't think
We've
you
got
are.
an Asian. Okay, I apologise. We've got an Asian Jedi now who kind of harks back to where they stole the Jedi thing from to begin with.
Yeah.
You know,
And
Seven Samurai.
he actually plays it really well.
And apparently the poor bloke learned English to do it. You know,
Well,
so,
not necessarily poor bloke. I'm sure he got paid
yeah,
a
but
lot
I
of money
mean,
for it.
yeah, but like,
That's a good skill. I mean,
but you know,
it
he
opens
learned
up
English
horizons for
He
you.
learned
Yeah.
English to do it, and then people were going, "Well, you didn't say that bit right." So, give it a guy.
No, he is
Right.
good. The only thing I'd say, and this was actually mentioned in one of the episodes, is as a Jedi Master, he has a lot of feeling and emotion for his
Yeah, I
young
think that
Padawan.
I've got a feeling that might cost him a little bit later.
Exactly, yeah. So, but yeah, I think he plays. Yeah, his acting's great.
What I did like though is like some of the Jedi's are complete knobs.
Yeah,
So there's not all.
I thought you were going to say nonsense then.
No, but it's that kind of. It's an established thing where Jedi are everywhere, and this is the height of their strength.
Yeah,
So
okay,
obviously,
which we don't see in
so
the later
you've
films
got the
because
bureaucracy
it's an
and
old
just-
religion.
The knobhead of it all. You know, like, and someone, no, well, we can't do that. It says that. It's like, she clearly hasn't done it. She was here when it happened. Oh, yeah, but Article 6 says we got. No, just follow me. You know, just
Okay.
shut up. You know, you get all the.
So
bureaucracy.
anyway, I mean, we've spent a lot of time on this Star Wars nonsense. So, is it?
it's alright.
So the internet says
Woke.
Acolyte bad, but
critics
what
are
we're
liking
actually
it.
like people with intelligence are saying it's
Kids at school like it because it's young girls
Yeah.
doing cool stuff. And
which
as a
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, as a 47-year-old man, does it recreate the feeling I had when I was a small child watching Star Wars? No,
no.
but I'm a 47-year-old
Yeah, exactly.
man now, and I still like Star Wars, but appreciate that. As I've said before, go back and watch A New Hope. There's plot holes everywhere for all the people going, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
wrong," and that's changed.
And I think from my perspective as well is that I have to realise that yes, I might have wanted a dark, R-rated, you know, Acolyte film.
The die-hard
Zack
fan,
Snyder cut.
the die-hard Star Wars fan is the niche audience now.
Yeah.
The die-hard fan is going anyway, even if they're going to moan about it. They want to get everyone else in. You know, they want all the kids now to braid their hair like the girls do.
Yeah,
I forgot
they
their
want them
names.
to go to visit Disneyland.
They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
and that too. Build your own lightsaber,
Yeah.
apparently.
Exactly.
But the only thing with that is I'm not sure it will pull in the viewers from that market compared to some of the other franchises out there. And this is where Disney are struggling at the moment, is not just with the live action films and the cartoons that seem to have lost their way, or the animations, can't call them cartoons anymore. It's also with what were they were planning on being their bread and butter, i.e. Star Wars. So it'd be interesting to see whether the producer and director.
But
Well, they've made a rod for their own back because Star Wars. You're going to hate me for saying this. Star Wars is old hat, so younger generations don't. Their first thought when they think of Star Wars is, oh, that's that stuff. That's that. My dad likes Star Wars. My
again, going back
older brother
to
likes Star Wars.
the Marvel's Civil War movie, we'll talk about Civil War, when Spider-Man, they're fighting Ant-Man, he's a giant, and Spider-Man goes, "Do you remember that old movie where they're in that spaceship and they draw that rope around that thing's legs?"
Yeah.
And that's how they catch it. And it's, oh, what, Empire Strikes Back? Yeah, whatever it was called. You know, it's that sort of...
Yeah.
You know, it is an old film now. Even the newer ones are old now.
Exactly.
50
So,
years, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, I started watching
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, whatever number the season is,
Three,
the
isn't it?
most recent season.
Is it
I
three?
got about
I think
4
it's
episodes in and I was bored shitless. So I gave up. I might go back to it, but
I'm
Christ
sure-
almighty, it was
I
boring.
remember liking it.
I watched them. I thought we all watched them all. But
No, we didn't. I didn't watch it when you were watching it. I know it's been out for probably over a year now, but
yeah.
I think it was not long after the house was finished. I think Sarah went out. I was on my own. I thought, oh, well, no, I'll do. I'll watch a bit of Star Wars. You know, rekindle the old magic, and it didn't rekindle the old magic. It was a crock of shit. It's just rehashing nonsense. So I gave up. So there.
Cool.
I just thought I'd carry on the Star Wars thing.
No, I do like it, but again,
So again, Disney lost their way.
Yeah.
I think half it's advertising as well. Nothing is advertising. They stick a trailer on YouTube and on a few social medias, and that's marketing now. You know, there's no cereal tie-ins, there's no Burger King tie-ins, there's no.
Well, it's clearly not worth their money to do it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, again, people
Because they would think, not being funny, but they would think of this stuff, and they would, someone, you know, they sit around a boardroom and spitball that and go, no, because it would cost, I don't know, 40 million to do this. We're not going to make that 40 million back in.
And again,
cereal sales or whatever.
it's a direct thing, and it's a series now, I suppose. But bottom line is, Star Wars nowadays is a 50-year-old man telling a 9-year-old child they're wrong on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is most things probably nowadays.
To be fair.
Or inviting them round. The internet's a weird place.
It is very weird. Stay away from Reddit. It's just crazy.
Right, so back to you, Paul.
No, I did the Acolyte.
I can't.
Oh,
I
it's
generally.
me.
I've
did
got
the
a terrible
boys.
memory, so.
Well, do you want to take the lead? I think we've got.
There must have been some stuff on at Christmas that we watched.
I've only got one more.
I think we've got the same last one. So
Oh,
do you
no.
want to take the lead.
I was gonna. I thought you did that one. I'll quickly mention one that I watched for everyone else, so that you don't have to.
Mm?
The Fall Guy.
Oh, I know. I've got no desire to watch.
I know.
As soon as I knew he wasn't a bounty hunter, I wasn't interested.
Is he not even a bounty hunter?
He,
Is he literally just a stuntman?
he's a stuntman, but he has to go off and do something to try and save
Oh,
someone.
fuck off.
But
Does he even sing the song?
no, but I think we just watched it because there was nothing else on. I got a hankering for an action film, and I'd watched most of the Denzel Washington back catalogue. Yeah, I mean it's an alright-ish action film. Ryan Gosling, I actually quite like in an action film, but not the Fall Guy. And Emily Blunt again seems to be playing the same role and the same character in all of the films that she's doing at the moment. It's the English kind of quirky posh woman, and I really like her. But again, there's only so many times you can see Emily Blunt doing exactly the same role.
Yeah.
I just think he's too for occult seavers. You need like a
You need to be a
An
little bit
older-
grizzled.
like a.
I know, like
Carl
we were
Urban or
younger,
something.
and it's all relative.
Yeah,
Because he was quite old, to be fair, when he played it. But
yeah,
I think it's all yeah.
yeah. But a lot of it.
Carl Urban, I think, would be a good cult seaver.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're
Someone
right.
like that.
Because a lot of it was the fact he was getting old and he used
Yeah.
to hurt from
Yeah, exactly. That
from
was
a lot of
the
the stunts.
you know, a lot of the side eye was about the
Yeah,
a lot of that when he got up from running through a door or whatever.
but no, it's again it's another one which I think people are just running out of ideas now, and just taking hoping that people are going to have the nostalgia from the Fall Guy.
Is
to
Lee
get them
Majors
there.
like his dad in it or anything like that?
I don't think so. No.
I hate that. At least in Chips, they turned up at the end.
Yeah.
And 21 Jump Street, they were undercover the whole time.
Yeah.
And they've been undercover for 30 years or so. But, oh well, I wasn't hopeful on that, and you saved me time.
Yeah.
I thank you. You've almost redeemed yourself for your equaliser, Corbyn. Right, last one for me then.
Yeah.
Which I know you're going to chime in as well. It's another
Can I just
one.
say, it's fine to lean back. But take the microphone with you.
I thought I had.
No. See, you don't get this so much
Okay.
clearer for our listener.
I'm sorry. I apologise. Right, so my last thing, I've totally forgot my link now, is
Oh,
again,
that's a shame.
it's something else that is splitting Tinternet in half. Doctor Who. He is back. As we are recording, we have the finale to go. What are you thinking, Paul?
Oh, is that the series finale?
Yes.
I thought this was just a two-parter.
No, this is the series
Oh
finale.
wow, that didn't last long.
We've had all
Yeah, only started
six
last.
or
I thought it
eight,
only started last week.
No,
about 6 or 8 episodes, whatever it was.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who used to be.
Dr. Hugh?
Doc,
I say, Dr. Hugh, there's
There's-
a woman here to see you.
There's been loads of them that they churn out. I didn't realise it was going to be like 6 to 8 episodes. Bloody hell. Yeah, so I thought new Doctor, Moffat back. I'm gonna get some of my Saturday night vibe back and start watching Doctor Who, and I have.
True story.
I quite like it. There's a couple of dodgy episodes, but the whole thing about Doctor Who was there was always going to be one or two ropey episodes.
Yeah, because a lot of the old ones aren't dodgy. That's what makes you laugh. When you go dodgy episodes, it's like, go back and watch some of the old ones.
Yeah. I've got a lot of time for the new Doctor. I think he's doing a different spin on it, which is needed, and that's the whole point about regeneration, because they had to get a new actor in. He's trying to make it his own, in very much the way that Christopher Eccleston...
He pretty much says that in one of the episodes, doesn't he? He's explaining regeneration.
But similar to, Christopher Eccleston, when he came on board first of all, he did it... Yeah, I think he's actually one of the best Doctors.
Yeah.
But
It's a shame he didn't do more.
He did it in...
Well, he hates it now. He just
He didn't.
Everything he does, he slags off afterwards. It's very weird.
But that continued with likes of Matt Smith as well. He played it a bit different, but because there's no point having a new actor trying to be the same actor before. So I don't mind. Apologies, I've forgotten the guy's name now.
The Cutie.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I don't watch it.
But again, he's playing it with
You'd be surprised to know.
Different slant. Yes, you're not quite sure whether he likes men and or women or just men at the moment. But he's kind of brought a new life to it in a lot of different ways, as in the fact that he's making it his Doctor Who. I like that. His sidekick now, Ruby, again, you can kind of see why she's been cast in the role, because he's going back to the old days where you'd want not just kids to watch it, but their dads to watch it too. That's why he had certain people on Baywatch and A-Team and all that kind of good stuff. But I think she's come to the role and again tried to make it her own. And even from the first episode, all right, it was a bit. Yeah.
See, I think I haven't watched
but...
it, but I think she's like, what's her name?
Yes.
Is it Natalie?
No. I thought you meant
Coleman.
Coleman. Olivia.
Olivia Coleman.
Is it Olivia?
Yeah.
Or is that the older one?
No, that's the older one.
Coleman is
Jenna
Coleman. I think because I don't know her name, but the new assistant was in Corrie, I think, or one soap or another.
Millie Gibson.
Yeah, but you could see when she was in that, destined for greater things. No disrespect to soap actors, because it's fucking hard work.
She was in Corrie, yeah.
Yeah, like Jenna Coleman, you always knew she was going to go on to be much more than just a soap actor.
And that's a good shout. I think she's a very similar.
Yeah, I think she's going to have a very similar career
And I like
directory, not trajectory.
And I like the fact as well, it's gone back to a Doctor with a companion opposed to a Doctor with a cast of thousands.
Not that I liked Bradley Walsh in it.
Brad Pitt, that would have
been interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I think she's come on board well. Weirdly enough, because as I said, there was a ropey episode, and then it was followed by one of the better ones actually. And due to filming conflicts, the Doctor couldn't be in it that much. So they had to rewrite it, and Ruby actually stole the show, literally, and stole the episode in that one. But the latest...
My favourite so far is the Dot and the social media one.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Again, that was how I can... See, the clever thing with this is lots of them hark back to similarities from previous series... Yeah. But it's just with a new spin on it, and nothing wrong with that because it's been going 50 years.
It got me because I missed it until right at the end, and then it was like I took a different slant on what was happening and why it was happening, and then when it was at the end, it was like, oh yeah, it really was that. and how he played it was very cool as well. That was the one I was saying that you should just watch.
I'm not being, and despite what you've just said, Paul, the trailers for it just make me think kids program, and I'm not interested in watching kids programs. So, and I know it's always been a kids program. I'm not disputing that fact, but I don't know. There's just something about the trailers that make it's the one-liners and a dynamic that's coming across in the trailers.
That's what I'm saying. Just try that episode and then go from there. If you don't like it, cool.
Yeah, I might do. But I didn't even watch the Christmas
you did
specials or whatever they were.
Just worry about that one. Now it's building up to whatever's going on in the grand finale and the mystery of.
Was his name Shakla?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like called back to like 40 years. Well, I think Tom Baker defeated him last time, so that's how long the villain's not been in it. So people are going, oh, it's all new. No, it does link in. They linked it back. But
I know. I just sometimes think their standalone episodes are the best ones, like the one with
well, this one's a standalone.
Frank Skinner in where he's a train driver and it's a weird. I can't remember what I don't remember it now, but official Whovians would know what I'm talking about.
It's sort of an Orient Express-y type thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. But no, I think they've done a good job. I mean, according to the internet, obviously they picked out the gay and the skin colour as an issue, and not my doctor and all that. And so all the
Is there
people.
literally a hashtag not my doctor?
Well, there was that started with Jodie Whittaker because the girl was Doctor Who.
Fuck's sake.
And
my issue with that was just it was
the scripts and the
she was badly written.
Yeah, she was good. I mean, Jodie Whittaker's good in most things she does. I don't think I've seen her in anything bad. So
no, she was just let down.
My favourite is Attack the Block.
Yeah.
If you go back that far. And but yeah, it was one of those, there's a couple of moments, like I say, it was a bit ropey. Anita Dobson is actually stealing the show as well, bizarrely.
Yeah, but the daft thing is, as soon as she came on board, you knew she was going to be not nice.
Well, she spoke to the camera. She broke the fourth wall. So it was like, that was weird. But again, we'll see where that happens. And she's called Mrs. Flood, so I don't know if she's one of the plagues or something.
It's just, for someone that's not been watching it for a while, for personal reasons and differences of opinion, I'm now back into the swing of watching Doctor Who on a Saturday, and I like it.
Cool.
And now it ends for another year.
Yeah, I can't believe
you've just crushed him. So has anyone been watching? Actually, it's finished now, isn't it? Inside Number 9.
No, saved them.
I've got the last two to watch.
Okay, so we'll save that for next week then.
Yeah,
maybe
should
actually
get through them.
next week. Maybe we could do. That's a good idea. We could do a reflection on Inside Number 9. Maybe some of our favourite episodes and things.
Yeah.
You're caught up, aren't you, on them all now?
Yeah, but I need to watch this series. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, as I say, we've got.
As long as I don't need to go into too much detail.
So what I say then is, Paul, it doesn't matter which order you watch them in. They're all standalone.
No, I just meant I want to watch all of these seasons.
If you watch anything between now and next week, watch the last two episodes of Inside Number 9. It doesn't matter because they're all standalone stories. So watch the last two of this series.
Okay.
And then we can
wrap it up and do a retrospect on Inside Number 9. There you go. We now had nothing to talk about, and then we did.
Yeah, look at that's cool. One more thing I've watched, which I forgot about, Dead Boy Detectives. Now I know they pop up in Doom Patrol, but I haven't got to those episodes yet in Doom Patrol, and I know different cast, etc.
Different. I think it's a different Earth. Where they're multiverse and all that. I think that's how they're explaining it now.
Fair enough. But I enjoyed it.
I liked it too.
Again, it's a bit like what people are saying about Doctor Who. They kind of lean a lot into sexuality and stuff, which it just doesn't need to, because they're both really cool characters in their own right. So, I get the conflict of, because he's obviously he's from the 1910s or something
like that.
So I get the conflict, but I guess in a way it makes sense, because now I'm convincing myself opposite
and
now.
He was trapped in hell for ages.
Yeah, but you're reflecting what society was like back then to a younger audience, whereas the likes of us know what that was because we paid attention at school and we lived through Section 28, etc., etc. So we know all about that stuff. But I've just convinced myself that actually that made sense to be in there. So why the hell not?
Favourite episode?
Oh Christ! Now you're asking. I really actually quite enjoyed the episode where they go back and he gets trapped back in hell.
Oh yeah.
Because I thought that was a really clever way of.
Yeah,
Because
it's almost like the stages of hell, but in a weird way.
Yeah, it was almost like Dante's however you want to pronounce it, and because they did that whole spiral thing with the staircase, but
in a
it's
weird
like
postmodern way.
the hell is what you make is your hell. It's individual for every person, a bit like what they did in Supernatural when it comes to heaven and hell. They did very similar.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not a new concept. But I think they did that. That was quite cool the way they did that.
That's worth a watch then.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
everyone
I like the one when I won't give anything away. The one where they were trapped in the house.
Trapped in the house. Oh, we kept going through the loop.
The loop,
Yeah.
I quite like that one. And the one where people were jumping off stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
I'm trying not to give it to
yeah,
watch,
there's no. I don't think there was no bad episodes. There's no real filler episodes in it. It was kind of
and
rushed. It was almost rushed actually. To be fair,
and,
rushed through the series.
And the sprites I thought in the jar were really
Yeah,
cool.
they were cool.
They were really cool. But worth a watch. I forgot all about that. We watched all those. And nice little link in with the Sandman as well, just to kind of show that it's the same sort of same universe or whatever, multiverse Earth, whatever you want to call it now. But yeah, that was cool.
Cool. So we've nearly done 2 hours,
Woohoo!
despite not having a film to talk about. So
Or anything to talk about.
Yeah.
There are no
this
notes.
literally was shooting the breeze and chewing the fat. So unless there's anything else you really want to recommend, really want to talk about, not necessarily, you really want to pan and tell people not to watch, like Shark in Paris, then we start our shutdown procedure, which I've forgotten.
Yeah.
So let's think about this. Latest news and reviews, etc. I say latest news, he hasn't updated it since April, but latest news and reviews can be found at our mothership, which is
cultfaction.com.
You can find us on all the socials, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. What? This annoys me. Have you, like BBC?
X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, just call it X now.
Yeah, no.
It's been long enough. Don't have to keep calling it formerly Twitter. Just call it X. We're on X.
Twitter.
Yeah,
TikTok.
if they did that to a person, that would be dead naming it.
Exactly, it would be. If you want to suggest a movie, film for us to review, or even a TV series.
TV series, whatever.
Then you can email us at
cultfactionpodcast@mail.com or leave a message
or
on
leave a
YouTube.
comment under this
Because
video.
what we
or
want,
any video,
we want those films and TV shows that are living in the back of your mind somewhere, that you think you're the only person that watched it. Those films that
or
long forgotten.
to be fair, if there's a film you can't quite remember what it's called, or you think this happened and this happened.
I swear I saw that.
Yeah. We probably know what it is. Between the three of us.
And Google.
No, because that person would have Googled it.
Yeah, they would have Googled it. So.
In fact, I'm going to put a shout out in it because there's one I can't remember.
Oh.
There's a film. I can only remember one scene from it. So there's these two kids in the back of a car, probably 10, 11, 12, something like that. And I can't even remember now if it's like a brother and a sister or two sisters. So it's not. I'm not giving you much to go on, but they're in a car. Parents are driving. One sibling ties the shoelaces of the other kid's shoes together.
American?
Definitely American.
Yeah.
Ties the shoelaces together so that obviously their feet are stuck like the
It's
feet
got
are tied.
lampoons in my head at the moment.
No, it's not that. And then the car crashes, and that kid can't get out of the car.
Oh.
And then it cut. In my head, at least, it then cuts to like an iguana or a lizard going across a phone. An old-fashioned.
In the desert type thing.
No, I don't. I think it's like in a house. But anyway, the main thing you need to take away from it is
tied shoes.
One kid ties the other kid's shoes, and then that kid can't get out of the car in a car accident. Anyone remember that?
Doesn't
Comments
ring a
below.
bell, but I'll have a think.
It might have been a dream. I'm not saying it wasn't a dream.
I just remember that, and then we can pad it out and make a film of it.
Yeah.
Dream about weird things.
Yeah, I do. But anyway, so if you do remember that, or it does ring any bells, then feel free to put it in the comments, or
you might win
send us an email if you're listening on the
special
podcast.
shout out or prize.
Yeah, you definitely get a shout out, 100%, because it's been bugging me for years. Yeah, that's about it, isn't it? So you have been listening to episode 119, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And we called it Guess Who's Back?
We are.
And we are back.
Yeah, baby.
Back, once again, the Renegade Master.
You're old.
Yeah, I might use that as the outro music. Anyway, so you have been listening to this episode. What?
You can't for YouTube.
No, I'll do it on the YouTube. They get the credits. I have been your host, Damien Hicks. I have been joined by, as ever,
Paul Hawkins.
And
Brett Summers.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you. See and speak to you all next week.
You.
Bye.
Bye.
Superman.